I really think that contemporary artists are attracted to Lillian's work as, I think a lot of them look at it as a contemporary person, but she's making portraits, and I think they look at her work as someone that they could actually approach who will actually make their portrait. So I think that was the first initial attraction, but I think it built momentum over the years, and they actually saw the quality of the work that she was doing.
I don't think my mother ever thought that her artwork would be noticed by so many people. And I can see that it is very good. She's captured people's personalities very well. This is where she used to work. And the walls are a little bare now, but she had many, many pictures. This picture is We Are the World, which my mother did back in the late 80s, I believe, when the song had come out, and she has captured some of the people very well. Well, my mother was regarded as quite an artist by people who are artists themselves. And she always was wondering why they thought her artwork was so special. And she said, "I'm just doing my hobby that I like to do." We would go to the state fair every year, and it was a highlight for our family because it was a day away from home, a lot of excitement of the fair. We went on rides, we had all the fun food at the fair. My mother never missed a state fair from the time she was 7. There was a couple years they didn't have it because of World War II and the polio epidemic, but every other year she would go to the fair. Now I have her job of demonstrating, and I have people coming back saying that they always came to see her and her artwork and the other crop art at the fair. And that's how they knew her, was just from the fair. I've been doing crop art 44 years. I've entered every year except 2 since 1966. It started in 1965. When I work in front of a lot of people, I just keep working. I'm used to doing this now.
What picture are you making?
Right now I'm making a picture of a boy and girl. It's a folk art design. And this picture is all natural seeds. This is white millet and red millet and German millet. She started doing crop art the second year they had it at the state fair. She had seen it the year before when she went to view it, and thought, you know, I think I can do this. I'm acquainted with seeds, and I'll enter the next year. She entered for 22, 23 years in the competition, and she would enter every category she could, which was 8 different categories. There were a couple categories that were arrangements with plants, plus the actual pictures. Well, my mother won Grand Champion, which was a large trophy, and she was very pleased when she won that. She thought she really had a prized possession with that trophy, and she went on to win many more trophies, which was Best of the Show. My mother did feel that she was winning the Best of the Show so many years in a row, and that it was not fair, and she wanted to step down from the competition, which I don't know how the fair felt about it, but many people didn't want her to. But then the fair presented her with the job of demonstrating so she could teach other people how to enter and how to do crop art.
We went to the state fair every year, And we always went into the crop art building to look at the crop art and to look at the seeds and look at the corn. And so I kind of grew up with Lillian, and as I got older, I always heard stories about people who wanted to go and see the crop art and meet Lillian and have her do their portrait in seeds. And so it became this legend. Her art really developed because after she was cutting hair, she took classes on painting. She took some drawing classes and painting classes. And so you can see they still have some of these paintings and drawings that she did in her studio. But what really popped for her was when she went to the state fair and someone suggested, like, why don't you apply to do the crop art? Because it had just kind of started.
I remember Mom saying the highlight of her school year or the week would be a half an hour on Fridays when they could do some artwork. And my mother really liked that, and she started drawing and sketching on her own all through grade school, and then into high school she did some things for her school, and she was recognized as being an artist.
Collecting is a treasure. There's that hunter-gatherer, and I think she might have had that, and hers is more obvious with seeds. You know, you're hunting and gathering, and I have that same thing because I like to collect found objects. So it's that finding that seed that you need that's going to look just perfect for that person's hair for Lillian. She did it over years. She knew what type of seed she needed. She needed the millet over here. She needed, you know, like a porcupine for the certain hair. But here's another secret about Lillian that she liked to collect: frames. She would have her son go collecting to garage sales all the time to look for frames. And she would use these frames. Behind the seed closet was the attic, and it was just filled with layers and layers and layers of frames. I get that a lot with my art when I work with found objects, that people think I just like shove a bunch of stuff in a tube, or I just, you know, put a bunch of glue on something and roll it around and stuff, and it's like, it's so far from the truth. That was my favorite part, was letting us watch her make her art while we talked to her. And she used a toothpick with each seed with just a little bit of glue. And knowing that each thing that is placed is very carefully placed, and it's purposeful. She knows where that belongs and whether it belongs there or not, and she removes if it doesn't. Watching that process has been a huge inspiration for my art.